Hey y'all, hey cousins. How's it going? How's your mind? How's your body? How's your heart? I hope that you're doing well. Hello. Welcome to one of many sit down videos for the end of the year. I know, right? It's crazy that we're here. I know. In every single sit down video, you will be seeing a different Christmas sweater, ugly Christmas sweater. I have a whole bunch. I did this on my other channel as well on Castle Library, where every single end of the year video I had a different sweater on. So I will be continuing the trend, even though there's not that many sit down videos. But for each one, you will see a new sweater. This one in particular is going to go over the 6 series that I will be restarting in the year of 2025. So I said in a couple of videos, the one I'm thinking about the most right now is the changes that's coming to my channel and to my life. I will link that down below and up top if you haven't checked that out yet. But I mentioned that I wanted to focus on series. So this video will help me hone in on the series that I would like to focus on. And like the title says, I am restarting them, meaning I've already started these series. So I'm really excited to talk about them, and I try to make sure that I pick the ones I'm most interested in. So let's go ahead and get started. I highly suggest you grab something to drink. I have my tea right here that has my name on it, Princess, yes. And I am ready to go. So I hope you're ready to go. Let's go ahead and get started. The first series I'm going to be talking about is Between Earth and Sky by Rebecca Roanhorse. This series includes Black Sun, which I have read and loved and sprayed the pages myself. Fever Star, which is book number 2, which I have not read yet. I also have not painted the pages. I definitely need to do so. Last but not least is Mirrored Heavens, which is book number 3. And I need to paint these ones too. So these are the 3 books. I read Black Sun probably a couple years ago. I want to say that I read it because of Paco's book club, and this was like years ago. This is probably like when I first started being friends with Paco, and I really loved it, so I bought them. If you do not know, Rebecca Roanhorse is an Indigenous author. It's probably one of the first Indigenous authors I've ever read from, and the one that probably sticks out the most outside of Stephen Graham Jones as well. But either way it goes, I am really excited to reread the first one and then get to the next 2. What's the best way to explain this book? This book follows 3, even up to 4 different perspectives, but it follows one perspective, which is a girl who is going to obtain a package that she has to take to a certain place, and she has to do this before a certain day because there's this big event that's happening. The other perspective is said package, which is a guy named Serapio, and he needs to get to this certain place at this certain time because it's like a big event and everything. So much so that the timeline to this book is told like a couple days to the event, 2 weeks to the event, a couple hours to the event, years before the event type thing. So I really enjoyed it. I love the characters. There's also some political intrigue that's going on in here. There's like some shiesty stuff with like these families. So I am just really looking forward to rereading the first one and then finally reading the other 2. The next series I am going to talk about, I do not have the final 2 in paperback, but I'm going to show my paperback edition, and those are the Throne of Glass series, which consist of The Assassin's Blade, which loved, super good, so good. Highly recommend that you start with this. It definitely gives you a good background to the world and to our main character, Miss Selena Sarthian. I literally love this book so much, and I'm super excited to reread this and tab these up, which is why I bought the paperbacks, so I can tab them up instead of my first edition hardcovers, which is what I have over there as well. Throne of Glass, which is technically the first book. The Assassin's Blade is the prequel technically, but anyways, love this, read this, really good. Crown of Midnight, which is the 3rd book, which I have read, love this book as well. Looking forward to it. Air Fire, which is book number 3. Yes, book number 3. Read, really good. Queen of Shadows is the next one, which is book number 4, I believe, which I've read, really enjoyed. Actually, I think this one's probably one of my favorites. I do not have books 6 and 7, but books 5 and 6 are read together most of the time. Most people tandem read them. I personally did not like doing that, which is why I have not picked up the series again, because I was tandem reading Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn. I'm just go like this because I don't have it with me. I will be buying them, not in December because I can't, but I will be buying them. But yeah, so Empire Storms, Tower of Dawn, started both of them, was tandem reading them, did not like that, did not enjoy it, do not recommend. Personally, I just do not recommend it. Last but not least is Kingdom of Ash. I've have not read up to Kingdom of Ash. I was reading Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn, like I mentioned earlier, but I'm really, really excited to restart these. I'm so excited to just get back into it because I was really enjoying it a lot. I personally prefer the Throne of Glass series over the ACOTAR series. I'm not done with the ACOTAR series, but I just enjoy these ones better. Like, it has more fantasy and less like romantasy, I guess, probably the best way to put that, but still highly recommend the series. So far, I really enjoy it. And they're really popular, so a lot of other people enjoy them as well. The next trilogy I'm going to talk about is the Gilded Ones trilogy by Namina Forna, which consists of books. The Gilded One, which I have read, loved it, really good, highly suggest. I actually picked this up not on a whim or anything, but because somebody picked the book for me. So I went ahead and read it and really enjoyed it. Super happy. This is signed and personalized. The Merciless Ones, which is book number 2, which I have not read. This one is also signed and personalized. And book number 3, The Eternals Ones, which is also signed and personalized. When I read the Gilded Ones, it was so mind-blowing. The take on what happens to young girls in an Africa country. I don't want to really go into what exactly that is because it's not my place to talk about it, but the author has done plenty of talks where she talks about where she pulled this story from and what she's trying to bring light to. Again, I don't want to go into because it's not my place to talk about it. Sorry to interrupt the video. What I was trying to convey here was that it's not like I can't talk about it because it's not my place to talk about it. It's because I'm not educated enough in the topic to talk about it. So because I'm not educated enough to talk about it, I'm not going to talk about it. You are welcome to look into Namina's interviews to see exactly what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to talk about. But because I'm not educated in that topic, I'm not from Africa, I don't have any ties to that topic, I will not be talking about it. I do highly suggest that y'all look into it yourself. But that's what I was trying to convey, is that I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not educated enough to do so. I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm really looking forward to continuing on finishing this series, especially since like I have referred this series to other people and they have read it and really loved it. So I'm really excited to finally finish it and love it as well. The third series I'm going to talk about is actually a series I've been meaning to finish for so long. So long that I am so excited that I'm restarting them because it's been it's been a long time since I've read the second one. And the series I'm talking about is the Remnant Chronicles by Mary E. Pearson, which consists of The Kiss of Deception, which was so good. I gave this book like 5 stars, I think, when I read it, which was like years ago at this point. And at this point, I've read other things that I would probably more consider a 5-star than this, but it was really good at the time. The Heart of Betrayal, which is the second one, I did not like this one at all whatsoever. I don't exactly know why. I just think it falls to like middle book syndrome, really, but I'm looking forward to rereading it because I feel like I will like it more probably the second time around. And last but not least, The Beauty of Darkness, which is really chunky in comparison to the other two, but this is the last book in the Remnant Chronicles. So the Remnant Chronicles is like really like this old school YA fantasy, and it's about a princess who decides that she does not want to be married to her betrothal, this prince from a neighboring kingdom. Their marriage is supposed to bring together these two kingdoms, but she decides that she wants to run away. So she runs away. And when she runs away, the prince from the neighboring kingdom is like, how dare she just run away? Like, I need to confront her. So then he goes after her. And then another guy from another neighboring kingdom who does not want these two kingdoms to get together decides to also chase after the princess because he wants to kill both of them, the prince and the princess. And when she runs away, she goes into this village. She pretends to be somebody that she's not. You follow the perspective of the two princes, but you have no idea who is who. You have no idea who's the assassin and who's the prince, type of thing. And it's just so fun to kind of like try to guess and everything. I was really surprised when it was revealed who was who, but I really enjoyed The Kiss of Deception. Didn't like the second one, but am looking forward to rereading books 1 and 2 so I can finally read 3. Okay, second to last is so extreme. It's a quartet, which I actually started, I want to say I started this year. I thought I started in previous years, but when I was looking up some books for my top 8 of 2024, it says that I read the first one, this book, in 2024. So I was just like, wow, that's crazy, because it felt like it was so long ago. But anyways, nevertheless, that is the Ember in the Ashes series. I loved the first one. I started the second one, but did not get very far before I put it down. This series consists of an Ember in the Ashes, which is so good. If you are sleeping on this series, just pick it up. Pick up the first one. Pick up the first one, especially if you like, I was about to say quest, like trials. If you like trials, pick it up. A Torch Against the Night, which started so good. It started so good. I'm so upset I put it down. But nevertheless, I'm looking forward to rereading this. Or, I guess, starting again. A Reaper at the Gates, which is book number 3. I have not read this, obviously, if I stopped reading the second one. Ending with A Sky Beyond the Storm, and that is the Ember in the Ashes Quartet. I actually have another copy of these, which is up top, which are like the new covers, ones that like make a picture on the spine. I have those up top of my bookshelves that I will not be reading those, but I will be reading these. I actually started tabbing the second one, and I tabbed out the first one, so I'm really looking forward to reading these. This series follows, or at least the first one follows 2 individuals, one of which is Lila, if I'm not mistaken, whose brother was taken by the Empire. So then she tries to find the resistance to get them to save her brother, and the resistance is like, okay, if you want us to save your brother, you need to do something for us. So then she gets put into the school of like the soldiers of the Empire. She is there to try to get information about the soldiers and the general who's running these soldiers and so forth and so forth. The second perspective is of Elias, who is a soldier in this school, and he wants nothing to fucking do with this. He wants nothing to do with it. While these things are going on, there are these trials to see who will be like the top flight security of the world, Craig. No, but the top head of the Empire's soldiers, and so those trials is going on. I don't really want to go into much else, but just know I love Elias so much. I love Lila. I think her name is Lila. I love her so much as well. Last but not least is a book that I picked up randomly and fell in love with the series. I fell in love with the series. I haven't read beyond the first book, but I know I'm going to enjoy it just because when I think of political intrigue fantasy, this is the book that I think about. And I am talking about the Castle in Their Bones series by Laura Sebastian. I literally bought so many of her books just because of this first book being Castle in Their Bones. So this series consists of Castle in Their Bones, which is so fucking good. So good. So good. Stardust in Their Veins. If you notice that my set doesn't match, mind your fucking business. Yes, the next 2 are bigger than the first one. It's fine. I got the last 2 from the UK. The first one is from the US. And Poison in Their Hearts, which is the final book in this trilogy. Castle in Their Bones follows 3 sisters in which they were born, raised by their mother, the Empress, to take over these neighboring kingdoms and infiltrate them and take over them from the inside out. And the reason why they're supposed to bring them down is because the mom, the Empress, wants to rule over all of the empires. So she wants all that, all of it. So they are like raised with like cunning and all this good stuff to go into these empires. So once they're married off into these empires and everything, you're following them as they try to navigate into making this plan happen for their mama. And then you learn like a lot of stuff about these sisters. You learn a lot about the mama and everything. So I loved it. I loved it. The cunning, the political intrigue, it's just top tier. So yeah, those are all of the series that I'll be restarting in the year of 2025. 2025, hopefully, not hopefully, because we're gonna be intentional with our words, right? You're following. We're intentional with our words. So we will be reading all these series and having these series done by the end of 2025. Guarantee it. We're going to try really hard. But anyways, I will make sure I leave all these series down below if you would like to check them out for yourself. And I will leave down below any video I mentioned or whatever the case may be. So if you want to check any of that stuff out, you are welcome to. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I really, really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any series that you'll be focusing on in the comments below. Okay? Okay, great. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, cool. Bye.